I'm going to go over a few market movers today, including KDLY, Kindly MD. We ended the day at $3.28, up a whopping 130%. Congratulations if you've made some money off of this ticker. This is where we ended. To the north side takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area at $4.50. Above that, at 3 standard deviations, roughly 518, and don't hold your breath for price to get to this level on Thursday. But should we get there, you know what to expect, and that would be roughly at $5.93. Back to the middle of the trend and the baseline takes us to roughly, let me move this over here, to 307. Below that, 165. 93 cents, and this is another potential stop loss area and a potential buy-in area, depends upon what side of the line you purchased, and that would take us to 23 cents. Don't hold your breath for price to get to this level as well. But the gap closes out at roughly $1.46 should we retrace to this level. But right now on the 5, we are still in an upward channel. And note the sideways basing consolidation. And anytime you see that, you know there's going to be typically an explosion to the upside and sometimes to the downside, but mostly to the upside. And look at this right on cue. This is resistance, a potential take profit area. Another potential take profit area. Couldn't make it up to 4 standard deviations. I never expect price to get to that level. And if we do, you can expect a pullback as people take their profits and they run, they will leave. But all day long, price will stay within -2 and 2 standard deviations. And the next ticker I want to go over is XLO. We ended the day at 148, up a whopping 125%. The volume, 169 million shares traded, when we see typically just 5.99 million shares traded. And the reason we soared is because of a deal with Abby. And I've done actually a video on this company a long time ago. I should revisit that. All right, first, your price targets. We are at $1.47 again. Oh, $1.48. Let me fix that. Your range here, 172, 195. Don't hold your breath. But we could get there eventually towards the end of the week if we continue to go up. And that is 219. To the south side, the baseline, I'm just going to mark this out. This will be one level of support should we go sideways. I will anticipate a bounce off of this line, and if we continue to go past this line, the next level I'm tracking is 77 cents. Below that, don't hold your breath, 54 cents, and not even close, roughly 30 cents. Many levels of support and resistance in between here, 2 and -2. Again, look at this, sideways basing, and then right here we had a gap down, so I anticipate that to fill to the upside, and it did. Let me change the color on that. So we went down, we filled up eventually, and we hit here at $1.24. And I don't think I have ever looked at this ticker. There are tons of tickers I have never looked at. There, we closed right here. See this? We gapped up, so I anticipate a closure to the downside. We never know when that's going to happen, and it did right there on February 4th. So we went up, then let me change the color, and then we filled it right on cue to the downside, went sideways just a little bit more, and then this is support and a bounce right up. And this resistance, of course we didn't stay up there because that is not the norm. Within 2 and -2 all day long. This is the wick up, clear sell signal past this line and this line as well here. All right, and then a clear sell signal. sell signal. And down here, close enough. Sometimes we never get to that line, but it's close enough, and that is your signal. The RSI here, you got to pay attention to that. Overextended, so watch out. And we've got earnings coming up on the 26th. And you know what? I never did KDLY. I just want to see this in the big picture. KDLY on the daily. So yeah, I've never looked at this one either. Not on my radar. Okay, the next one I'm going to go over is Intel, and that definitely is on my radar. Oh, look at how many times I've tracked this for weeks and weeks and weeks for gap fills, and this thing bled like crazy, but we are stabilizing finally. Okay, ignore all the horizontal lines. Those are previous, middle of the trend, which is turned into support and resistance. I don't need them. I point them out to you. And I could just delete them at this point, but we've gone past this area. So I like to see it as a reference point. It's kind of fun. But I don't need it to trade. All right, 22.48 is where we ended. Up another 7.20%. And I do remember, I think it was the CEO that bought in a couple of weeks ago at this point. So he knew what was up. That's insider information from the source here. All right, to the north side, 23.01. Don't hold your breath. This would take us back to an area we've been to before at 23.33. See how I marked this out perfectly, like evenly spaced? So that means when I used to do it this way, I would mark out the middle, -2 and 2 standard deviations. I don't do that anymore. That just clutters up your chart. I just do the middle line, and that's enough. All right. Don't hold your breath again for price to get to this level at 23.64, maybe at the end of the week, possibly, but not on Thursday. I'm just giving you prices for Thursday. All right, the middle of the trend is now right here. And look how we've been in this range. We could just go sideways this way as well. That's a possibility. But that's just, which line do I want to get rid of? It doesn't really matter, but let's just get rid of this line. I'll just get rid of that one. All right, to the south side takes us to 21.80, 21.51, and don't hold your breath. But should we get down to this level, this is another potential buy-in area or potential stop loss. And early in the week, I did talk about this over the weekend, actually, for the gap and go trades that I do on the weekends. And again, I extend this out. I have no idea when and where it's going to touch. And clearly it touched right here. Oops. Let me do this again. Right on cue, right there to the north side, and that closed on Tuesday. So we took it up to 21.85, and just looking at this, what does that tell you? It tells you we are completely overextended. This is going to come crashing down. This is just in the charts. Right here, right before your eyes. This is resistance. Falling down to the middle of the trend. Let me make this option R. So this, oh, wait a minute. Where am I now? Oh, right here. So that's resistance. The middle of the trend turns into support on the way down. We bounced off of that, tried to make a run for it, couldn't get there. Back down to resistance here, and then a rip. So that's done. This gap also that filled to the upside touched right there also on Tuesday. We had 2 gap fills on Tuesday, and the first one was right here on January 23rd. That opened, and then this one opened on, oh, both of them opened up on the 23rd, and they are both done. And that is going to be deleted. I'll update this again when I do it over the weekend for my gap and go trades, because this is still in my sector watch for that. All right, so this, oh, this 20, okay, look at this. I sold out So let me change this color because it looks too close. Yeah, that's fine there. This is a gap. I guess that's it. But this line at 2142, I sold here at one point. Wow, that was a long time ago. I've traded this. And all we've done is just retrace back down for an opportunity to buy again and sell again. So the buying to me is down here, but I sold out here and I still have shares at 2021. The pink line is my buy-in that I have kept. And then I do have some shares that I'm upside down, but I'm not worried about it. Part of the game. But I did set some buy orders that never met, so that's a bummer because I tried to buy this again back in the 18s when it dipped down. Okay, that is it for Intel. And the volume on that, 162 million shares traded when we typically see just 75 million shares traded. Oh, the 1-year price target is now, oh, so we did hit the forecast, 21, oh, that was down here, 2190. 2190 is right around there. Yep, so we've hit it already. There. Okay, so the next target is going to be 31. Thank the Lord Almighty. Yes, cannot wait. But the gap that I'm tracking takes us, this is why I put this on my gap and go trades. That gap has to be filled right there at 29. And the analysts are saying it's going to go higher. So that is great news. See all the lines I've tracked? I could delete all this, but again, I like to look at it. It's fun for me to see where we've been, looking back, and then where we were, and can we get to that level again? And note the upward channel still on the 5. You've got to flip this over to the daily, weekly, and monthly to give you different buy and sell signals. The next one I'm going to go over is SMCI. All right. I just did this one as well, but it's still moving for volume market. One of the most actively traded. All right. So volume 161 million shares traded. 3968 up 2.77%. In terms of percentage, not high, but volume, yes. All right. Let me mark this out. The middle of the trend is here. The pink line is where we've been before. So we've been here, we dropped, but from here we're going up. This is going to be resistance, one level of resistance or potential going sideways. That is 41.72, 44.98, 46.59, and 48.26. To the south side, gaps still in play, not in the channel. I have to make this a little larger and then grab it. Okay, then it will do what I need it to do. Okay, so look at this. Clear resistance, clear sell signal. On the way down, this is support. We busted right through and went back up, and this is turned into resistance. We're basically just going sideways until we can figure out what we're doing here. But if we hit this level and then definitely hit this level, that's support. But on the way down, this is going to turn into support and then possibly bounce off this upper level at 37.35 as well. The 1-year price target is 40.25. Getting close. 40.25. Why don't I just mark that out right now? 40. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this out in the white line. What did I say? 40.42? Oh, sorry. 40.25. Oh, wait, what the heck? We've already Okay, this has not reflected. We've already hit that right there. I've already marked it out. Oh, look at that 1 year price target. When I looked at this it has on December 3rd, that was the 1 year price target. So they have not updated this. It doesn't even make sense. Okay. Option R to reset. Let me just delete the 40. This one, I don't want to delete the wrong line. Okay. So above that takes us to 60 bucks. All right. And nothing else there. Is there a gap? Oh yeah, look at this. It's been a while since I've really looked left. So this gap, oops, would be a gap fill to roughly 49.09. See, let's go back let's go to the daily so you can see this better. So I've already marked some areas where we went down, so we should retrace. So let me move this and let me mark out this just so that I have this 48.75. There we go. Okay, and then gaps to the downside, and we are in a downward channel on the the daily. I've moved it. So look, we've hit resistance, which I call resistance, overbought, what fell down, making another run for it. But I really like to look at this on the monthly, the RSI. Still got room to move to the upside. So I guess I looked at this when it was 30 bucks. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm going to do just a couple more, and I'm going to wrap this up. Let's go to CVS. It's been a while since I've looked at this one. What's happening here? So I looked at this one, price, the last time 45.78. I noted the price. Look at this clear resistance. And you know, I don't care what the news says. I don't need to know what the news is going to be. The news could have lined up, didn't line up maybe, I don't care. Just technically when I look at this is a right for a sell-off, and it did. This is then turning into resistance. We busted through, made another run for it, back down, and then hit resistance again. Back to the 5-minute. Option R. Okay, ignore all the yellow lines. Ignore all of them. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to give you price targets for Thursday. We ended the day at 63.22, up 14.95%. So the target has been raised to 80 bucks. There was some bad news a while ago about CVS, and a lot of people were getting out and getting scared, but that's how people get shaken out. 67.13, 69.67, 72.31. Don't hold your breath for Thursday. To the south side. Let's move that over, and I'm going to change it to purple. And I'm going to just delete this line. This line was created a long time ago. I'm just going to delete it here. All right, to the south side takes us back to a spot we've been to before at 56.80. This gap takes us down to roughly 55.03. That is a potential buy-in area. That seems like a long ways off, but you never know. We're going sideways on the 5. So that's 54.31 and 51.68. See, look at this, going sideways, consolidation, and then a big burst to the upside. and the RSI is falling down, but in general, on the 5, right now, still in an upward channel. Okay, the next one is ANET. The bottom, my battery is low. I'm going to go over ANET. It's been a while since I've done this one too, I think. I'll show you the big picture. That way it refreshes my memory as well. Okay, we ended the day at 609.64, down 6%. There was there news on this one? I'm not sure. I don't really follow the news for this. I just am looking at the technicals. All right, we've got a gap to the downside, which means it will fill to the upside. So that's something nice, something to look forward to. That would be nice if we got to this level. All right, your targets. Oh, let me mark this out. Middle of the trend. And if we go sideways, we could go sideways here. This could be a resistance line, or if we go past it, this could turn into a support line. All right. 115.45. This gap closes at that price. 117.62. Don't hold your breath for a price to get to this level. 119.64. Still going downward. Remember that. 107.19. 104.93, and another potential buy-in area, 102.88. There's another gap right here. This is very gappy, which is fun to trade because it gives you potential, but it feels like all we've done is, look at this. We went up, and all we're doing is retracing and then possibly going back up again. So we have this gap to the downside because there's always a downside. So we gapped up here on the 30th of January, and we'll just extend this, change the color because that's a gap to the south side. So I like to put that in red so that way when I look at this really quickly, I know where it's going to go up or where it's going to go down for shorting. Ooh, look at this huge gap to the upside, so that's nice. Again, I have not marked this out in a very, very long time. That's a gap to the upside. Did I? All right, so that gapped down. All right, and that will take us to eventually, not now though, 129.15. The 1-year price target is 121.65. And what did I write here? Oh, it was downgraded. See, or weekly chart, we may go down. Oh, I think Trader Murat gave me this nugget right here. This is what he was thinking about when he looked at price for me here. So that was here. All right, so then we went up some more, we went down. So when he talked about price from here going down, oops, I got to get rid of the magnet. See this magnet? It's making my chart wonky. Okay, that took us down to 5%, but from there upward, that was a gain of 16% before price fell down again. The market giveth and the market taketh. Oh my goodness, we've got a lot. Oh boy, look at this. You've got to really look at this in the big picture. Let's go to the daily. I like to do it on the monthly actually, but if you're marking things out, you have to keep it. No, I don't. My lines have disappeared because this hasn't been calculated because I have to go through and change my settings and I don't want to do that right now. But let me see, it's hard to see that. I'm just going to extend this out. We've got a gap all the way here. We got a bleeder right here. This is an open wound right here. It's got to be cauterized. All right. Oops. And then this one, nasty. But also an opportunity, not an opportunity, obviously, if you bought higher and you're trying to sell higher. But if you haven't bought in, you just are patient or you like to go short, eventually we could get there. That's the weekly. The daily. And the RSI, look at this. The RSI is going down too. So price is going to continue to fall. Just anticipate it. Okay, the next one and the last one I'm going to go over is BlackBerry. I have changed my sell limit a couple times. So we are completely overextended. Watch out, okay, people? Watch out. There is going to be a rug pull. We've already hit the 1-year price target. So now they're saying the current is 582 down to 456. What did we end? We ended the day at 582. That's one target. And then a target to the upside, 606. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the target is to the upside. And I need to change my calculations for me to get to the next standard deviation, which I'm not going to do on this time frame because I'm not looking at this for price action. I just want to do this for tomorrow because I right now have a sell order in, I think at 615 right here. I'm going to change it. But first, let me give you some price targets. 582. And then 590 is an old price target that I have tracked. And then this is another price target that I just updated on the 10th at 605. Okay, look how perfectly it lines up with the standard deviations. 619 is after that. But if you think price is going to go up, the outer band, and I've marked this out right here. This is for Friday, end of the week. We are still in an upward channel. The outer band could take us to roughly 670. Don't hold your breath. It could be 656 and realistically 641. Yeah, but I don't know. It could whip us around because we are at resistance. So I don't know. But here, that's 613. I think that's doable. This line, 584, 669, 555, towards the end of the week. But for Thursday, I just gave you the price targets. Now I'm going to mark out this line. That is the target. Now see, these lines here are the old targets. I'm just going to delete that. That was years ago I marked that out. What year did I mark that out? Let me see. Well, maybe not years. I marked that out. Oh, yeah, on the 23rd. Excuse me. September 15th of 2023, I marked that out. This was resistance. This was the middle of the trend. And this was -2 standard deviations. And that was also resistance in general, hitting this area. All right. So let me go back to, what does the daily say? Yeah, daily RSI overextended. Watch out. So I want to sell out, and then I feel like, stay on page, I feel like it's going to then go down to go back up again. So I don't need to be in this trade. I am happy with my gains for the lot that I want to sell. Okay, so that takes us to 562, 534, 519, 504. I've sold down here previously. I don't even want to talk about this. This is a dumb move I did. I explained why, but yep. I just wanted to get rid of that, and now I'm going to get rid of this lot at $4. I have other lots to the south side. I think 358, 262. I think I bought a couple different lots in the $2 range. I have to go back and look, mark it out. But that is a look at BlackBerry. So yeah, I've got to get in, make the change. I think I'm just going to make it at 620. And if we hit there this week, if not, I don't care. Okay, one last one, just because I have not done Bitcoin in a very long time. So we're at 97. Okay, this is a moving target, so I cannot do this on the 5-minute. Let's do this on the daily. Oh, here. So Trader Murat sent me a message a while ago, and his forecast, his statement to me, forecast almost completed at 95,000. Well, we definitely hit the $95,000 range. So he was right on there. I marked that out even. All right, so now where are we? Well, we're kind of going sideways, aren't we? It looks like 97. $97,489. And the upper band will take us to 117.02, and the band to the south side will take us to 77.05. I don't know about that. But the 52-week low is 49,000 and 109,000. So we're basically from up here going here, we are at support. We could fall through, and this would be another area where I will definitely anticipate a bounce. Notice the clear sell signal didn't quite get there, started to sell off. And let's look at this on the monthly. Yeah, it's been forever since I looked at this. Resistance there. Oh, and we're falling on the monthly. So we're going to be bleeding out some more. On the weekly, what do we look like? Oh, turning up. But we're at resistance. Remember that. The band to the north side takes us to roughly 113.55 there. And then on the daily, what is happening? Just turning down a little bit. So if we're up here and we hit this line, this is support. So we could bounce off of this or just follow grinding slowly along with this green line. All right, that does it for me. I got to go do laundry before my clothes gets molded in the washing machine here. And my computer only has 6% battery life left. So it's time to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great trading day, and thank you so much for watching.